Hello everyone, Mark Baloch here. In this short video, I will talk about 8 essential stages of purchasing tax deed properties in the state of Georgia. If you are new to my channel, Georgia is the state I purchased my first property at a tax deed auction, making $112,000 profit. I've just recently published a detailed video where I shared my personal experience purchasing my first property. I thought it would be a nice addition to briefly summarize the 8 stages of my process purchasing properties at tax sale. Please note that these 8 stages only apply to the state of Georgia only. Let me start by reviewing the basic state rules. The state of Georgia is a redeemable deed stage, which means if you are the highest bidder at the auction, you will need to wait 1 year before you can do anything with the property. But don't get this to discourage you though. The redemption period is 12 months. This means that the property can be redeemed at any time during the time frame. It could be 5 days, 6 months, or 11 months after an auction. Properties that are redeemed pay a fixed 20% or 30% return. Here's an example. If the property is redeemed in 6 months, earning you a 20% return, that would equal to 40% annual ROI. There are 159 counties in that state, which offers plenty of opportunities for everyone. Each county conducts a tax sale once a month, which means there is a total of 159 tax sales in the state of Georgia each month. Please don't forget to leave a comment and like this video if you like the content I'm sharing. Without further ado, let's go over the 8 stages that are essential in the process of purchasing tax deed properties. I want you to know that we will not be going over the details of each stage. If you want to go deeper, I suggest watching my previous video. You can find the link in my description below. Number 1, research. It all started with identifying counties I wanted to invest in. I needed to conduct detailed research on all properties I wanted to bid on. I had to gather information about the school system, neighborhood, and crime statistics. I needed to get comps for the properties. I had to find out what type of auction it is, whether it is online auction or live auction, what a median income is. I had to accurately determine the fair market value of all properties I was about to bid on, what the square footage of the house is, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, is it a homestead property? So there is a lot involved when it comes to research. This means it is extremely important not to miss anything during your research process. If your research is not done correctly, you may even lose your money. So you have to be very careful making sure you cover everything. Number 2. Property purchase. I have contacted the county to find out the exact location in which an auction took place. This particular sale was a live auction, so I have physically inspected all properties on my list 1 day prior to an auction. When it comes to an auction, there may be 10 people or it could be 200 people. You just never know, but in most cases, based on my experience, only about 30 to 35% of the people will be active bidders. I made sure that I was well organized at the auction. I had my document with all the information in front of me, and I kept bidding on all the properties on my list. We ended up purchasing multiple properties at this sale, and this particular property was the first property I purchased for $13,000. Number 3, redemption period. The redemption period in the state of Georgia is 1 year. And what that meant for me was that there was absolutely nothing that I could do with the property during those 12 months, unless the property was redeemed. The state of Georgia pays a fixed 20 or 30% return to the highest bidder. It is a fixed 20% return up to 1 year and a 30% anything over 1 year and 1 day. Number 4 is the Barman. Barman is a legal process that is handled by a local attorney, which we had to hire. It involved finding and researching out to all heirs linked to that property, making them aware of the sale and their rights to redeem the property. It is a legal process that needs to be done and cannot be skipped. And it took us nearly 8 weeks, if I remember, to get this complete. Number 5 is the rehab process. Once an attorney submitted the report of Barman being completed, one of my companies officially became the owner of that property. I had multiple options. I could sell it and rehab it, or I could rent it out. I decided to do a full rehab and immediately started the rehab on the property. I started to look for a local contractor. At the moment, an attorney informed me that the property will not be redeemed as a result of a Barman process. Always double check, making sure the phase is completed before releasing another payment to the contractor. You have no idea how many times people get screwed over this. Number 6, clear title. Clear title is a legal document attached to the property that you need in order for you to sell the property. There are 2 companies we use that specialize in obtaining a clear title for property sold at a tax deed auction. Clear to Sell and Tax Title Services. I provided the numbers in the description for your reference. I always use them. They operate nearly in all states, and it is a process that may take up to 2 months depending on the state. They are both cheaper and will accomplish this much faster than an attorney would, mostly because that is all that they're doing, clearing titles for the properties. Number 7, sale of the property. I started to look for a local realtor at the time we started to rehab the property. That way I did not have to waste my time looking for one once the rehab was completed. It took several weeks for that property to be sold, and we ended up selling that particular property for $125,000. And that was certainly a good start for me and my joint venture partners. Number 8, repeat the process. This is, believe or not, the most exciting stage to be in. Mostly because I was able to sit down and reevaluate everything I have done on that property, on this deal. This is about what I could have done differently or better, or how I could improve the process and made whatever mistakes I made, if any. But most importantly, a feeling of knowing that you provided a nice home for a new family is priceless. I decided to add this one slide here, which I think is one of the most important things, and will continue to bring this up to everyone's attention because I feel it's important for me to do that. One of the most important things you will need to do, and what will set you apart from others, but most importantly will get you closer to your financial freedom, is what you will do with the profits coming in. I personally like the 70-30 rule, and obviously I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I really want you to think about this. Many people make that mistakes when they're getting started. When people are suddenly start making a decent amount of money, they go out and they start buying house. They want to buy a new house that they live in, or they want to buy a new car, new TV, they take vacations. If you are serious about creating an additional stream of income and passive income, money coming in every month, even when you're asleep, you want to keep your current lifestyle for at least 5 years, depending on your age, of course. That will be the best decision you will ever make, and you will thank me 10-20 years from now. Reinvest as much as you possibly can into another deal or to another investment. Have the money to compound. The younger you are, the higher the percentage should be. Lastly, do not forget to take a small portion and make a donation to charities and local communities. You could be helping the homeless or making a donation to someone that needs money for medical equipment the insurance company does not cover. This is the timeline of each stage. So we talk about redemption period, that is the 12 months. Anywhere the redemption may happen anywhere between 1 month up to 12 months. And that will determine whether you will earn a 20% or 30% depending on whether or not the property will redeem. The Barman process is the next step, and that will take about 2 months after the redemption is over. After that, the next process would be to do a rehab on the property. It's not here. After that, or between that time frame, you can start working on a clear title. That will take anywhere between 45 up to 60 days. In the state of Georgia, it may be 30 days in any other state, so again, depending on the state. And after that, you have to sell the property. So you can sell the property as is, which will be faster, may take you only a week or two. You have a potential to earn between 40 up to 70% or more. If you want to do a full rehab, that will obviously take longer because it may take several months for the property to be completed. But it will also earn you much higher profits if you do a rehab, and if you do a rehab right. So that way you can expect to double your money or even triple your money on your investment. We reached the end of this video. I hope you liked the information I shared. If you can do me a huge favor, please subscribe to my channel. That will help me significantly to continue building this channel, talking about my investment journey, sharing my investment experience, provide tips and suggestions, upcoming interviews with successful people, staying informed about upcoming trends, but most importantly, educating yourself and learning about various most profitable investments out there. Expect to continue increasing your financial IQ on my channel. Thank you all again, and I will see you in my next video. Until next time.